Welcome. Have you ever wondered how does a child's mind develop? Do you know when it's your very first time to walk, to read, to solve math problems? When are you able to comprehend life and reality? You probably wonder what is going through your childhood right now. Many of us don't remember how our child's mind work, which can prove to be difficult. Hello, my name is Melody, and I hope to enlighten you on the Piaget's theory. So, why the Piaget's theory? Well, Jean Piaget, who is the guy that invented the theory, is fascinated with how the children develops intelligence as we age. He did this by closely examining his closest subjects, his own kids. Upon this, he noticed four main stages that developed his theory. Listed are the stages of Piaget's theory of cognitive development: sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operation, and formal operational state. You may be saying, what are they exactly? Well, let's break it down. From birth to 2 years, sensory motor is the process of sensation, the ability to recognize their environment and acknowledge their physical actions. These include walking, talking, and reflexes. How can this be tested? A common example is object permanence, where they will cover up a ball with a blanket. If they do figure out that the ball doesn't disappear or had vanished, they pass the test. Now, to 2 to 7 years is pre-operational, which is a foundation of language development and thinking. At this stage, memory and imagination are developed, allowing children to use symbols to represent thoughts and images. To put this to the test, an example for this is presenting two groups of candy. One would be in a cluster, while the other looks to be fairly separated, each candy being apart from one another. If the children recognize that there are equal amounts of candy in both groups, they pass the stage. At 7 to 11 years, this will be followed by concrete operation, which is the adaptation to logic and viewing certain events. Examples include understanding causation, such as if I share my candy for your toy type of agreement. If they are willing to share or notice that their actions have an effect for others, they pass the stage. This can also be the stage where feelings and opinions can start to flourish as well. 12 or older. Last but not least, the fourth stage of Piaget's theory is the formal operational state. This is where abstract thinking and reasoning is involved. This can tend to be where the child develops to think more moral, philosophical, and complex thinking. It is also the start of deductive thinking. Some examples can include solving an algebra problem or even forming a hypothesis. If they did this, they will pass the stage. Piaget's theory, as you may have guessed, has been the influence of the structure to how education works for children. By giving children a grade level based upon age group, this can determine how children are ranked upon their peers. Overall, much of the education system is based on how well a particular age group scores on average. This can determine what is being taught at a certain grade level. For example, algebra is only taught for children between 7th to 8th grade, which is usually around the age of 12 to 14 years. According to Piaget's theory, at formal operational stage of complex thinking. Now, while Piaget's theory gives us an insight into a child's intellectual development, let's keep in mind there are several discrepancies upon this theory. To note, his own kids are the only subjects he reached closely to develop this theory. Since his theory is based solely on a few subjects, this theory contains the following biases. Individual differences based on culture. Certain stages can be attained out of order from the Piaget's theory. Risk factors of the environment. Some skills of the child will focus on certain stages, some more than others. Rather than an equal step, treatment from childhood or differences from their environment will display certain stages beginning more developed than others. Piaget's theory, as explained, have underestimated an infant's capacity. If you'd like more information about this topic, proceed with the link below to know more on the biases of Piaget's theory. Now, Is Piaget oblivious to these misconceptions to this theory? The answer is no. He stated the following: children have real understanding only of that which they invent themselves. And each time that we try to teach them something too quickly, we keep them from inventing themselves. This quote from Piaget shows his acknowledgement to the flaws of his theory, but despite that, this theory continues to be the fundamental part of psychology in understanding cognitive development. So, we are at the end of this video. I hope you all learn more on Piaget's theory and also know how much this theory is part of the main fundamental aspect of cognitive development. While Piaget's theory does help establish our knowledge of how children's ability to think works, it isn't a full picture of the capability of children around the world. Psychology is continuing to process of children's thinking as they age, and therefore it is not limited to the capacity of what Piaget's stages of cognitive thinking have stated. And as always, thank you for watching.